This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, hello everyone and welcome. It is 1 o'clock on the East Coast and we're going to go ahead and get started with our ACIL webinar. My name is Jessica Enix and I'm with the ACIL staff and I would like to welcome you to today's presentation. ACIL is proud to offer this educational webinar thanks to the support of a longtime sponsor, Thermo Fisher Scientific. While this webinar is educational, it would be amiss if we didn't recognize the support that Thermo Fisher has offered ACIL over the years, so thank you. Before we begin our presentation, I'd like to review a few points of protocol so that you'll get the most out of your webinar experience. Remember, you are listening to the webinar via conference service. If you are disconnected, repeat the steps that were given to you by the registration email. In order to reduce background noise, please keep your microphone muted throughout the presentation. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them in the chat box and all questions will be addressed at the conclusion of the webinar. Please note that today's program is being recorded. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our presenter, Ms. Mallory Walters. Mallory started her career as an R&D chemist developing toxic gas monitoring systems for industrial and healthcare applications. She joined Thermo Fisher Scientific in 2012 and has held roles within product management and marketing. In her current role as the Senior Market Development Manager within the Laboratory Chemicals Division, her focus is on the laboratory analytical reagent products, including Fisher Chemical and Thermo Scientific brand solvents and reagents for chromatography. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mallory Walters.
Thanks, Jessica, and hi, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar, and we're going to learn today how to unleash the power of chemicals to enhance analytical testing in food and beverage. So I will show a quick agenda. My button will let me click. There we go. Alrighty, so today we'll learn about the Thermo Scientific offering of analytical reagents and solvents that are of most interest to those working in food and beverage analysis. We will talk about some specific applications as they apply to some popular areas of food and beverage, such as pesticide residue testing, veterinary drug testing, and food authenticity. Then we'll discuss some troubleshooting topics and why it's so important to keep your chromatography instrumentation well cared for. We'll then move on to highlight the advantage of Thermo Fisher Scientific for your entire chromatography workflow. And finally, we'll open up the floor for some questions and answers. All right, so I'll begin with an overview of the Thermo Fisher Scientific Chemicals offering. The Thermo Scientific, Fisher Chemical, Fisher Bioreagents, Alpha Azar, Acros Organic, and Maybridge brands are all proudly owned by Thermo Fisher Scientific and are available to you through our trusted partners at Fisher Scientific. Across these brands, we collectively provide chemical products for almost every scientific application imaginable. However, for the analytical applications in the food and beverage market, the chemicals most used are from the Thermo Scientific and Fisher Chemical brands of analytical reagents and solvents. We offer a full portfolio of dry reagents, salts, acids, solutions, and high-purity solvents ready to analyze and purify your samples. In addition to the catalog or the off-the-shelf products, we also offer specialized chemical services to our customers. These include bulk pack sizes, custom chemicals or blends, and alternative packaging solutions to fit your specific needs. Analytical testing of food and beverages is vitally important to ensure consumer safety and nutrition. We all expect that the foods and drinks we consume to nourish us, please our palates, or allow us to relax when it comes to alcoholic beverages, to do so without causing us harm. As consumers and buyers, we also expect that what we buy is correctly advertised and labeled. There are many facets of testing in the industry, from pathogens to contaminants to allergens. Scientists employ various methods in the lab to test for these factors. Some of the most common methods include chromatography, both liquid and gas, trace elemental analysis, moisture content analysis, and protein determination. Within the past 20 or so years, chromatography, and in particular LC-MS, has been at the forefront of advancements for analytical testing. We'll talk about some considerations for your chromatography applications now. Thermo Fisher Scientific offers solvents across a wide range of grades suitable for routine to more demanding applications. In the upcoming slides, we'll look at the importance of choosing a solvent grade to suit your needs based on the type of instrument detector you're using. But first, let's start with a look at the range of solvents available. So starting over on the left-hand side of the slide, we'll talk about our HPLC grade. This is the economical choice that offers the broadest range of normal phase solvents and, of course, all of the reverse phase solvents. Optima HPLC grade has a tighter filtration and UV requirements for those HPLC customers that need higher performance than the HPLC grade. Plus, it is also suitable for GC. The Thermo Scientific Complete line simplifies laboratory choice with its one-size-fits-most specifications. It's suitable for LC, GC, and supercritical fluid chromatography. It's also tested to ACS and USP analytical requirements. When liquid chromatographs are coupled with mass spectrometry, Fisher Chemical Optima LC-MS grade is the obvious choice. Designed with both UV and MS specs, it's filtered to UHPLC levels and is the MS workhorse. Should an application require even tighter particulate, metal, or MS specifications, Thermo Scientific UHPLC-MS is our top-of-the-line offering. It is one of the only solvents suitable for CAD detection, which requires extremely low particulate levels. Lastly, the ChromaCare line is designed to clean residues from the LC instruments and columns to reduce baselines for a wide variety of contaminants. If you're using chromatography systems for your testing, it's important to consider the type of instrumentation and detector when choosing your solvents. An HPLC with either a PDA or UV detector can be used with either our economical Fisher Chemical HPLC grade, our Fisher Chemical Optima grade, or the Thermo Scientific Complete line. All of these are filtered to 0.2 microns, but the Optima and Complete grades have tighter UV acceptance criteria over more wavelengths to ensure lower baselines needed for critical HPLC analysis. Complete also meets the analytical requirements of ACS, USP, and it's also suitable for GC pesticide analysis. As soon as you add a UHPLC column to an HPLC with UV or PDA detection, the LC-MS grade is recommended. This is filtered to 0.1 micron, is suitable for MS detection, and has a unique UHPLC UV gradient stability test in addition to LC-MS test in both positive and negative ionization modes. UHPLC-MS grade has a unique signal-to-noise specification to ensure the lowest baselines possible. It has the tightest filtration level of all of our grades, which is why it is the only grade suitable for CAD detection. As its name indicates, it is the grade to choose for UHPLC columns and instruments with MS detection. So what are the differences among the LC-MS suitable solvents? The key differences between UHPLC-MS and LC-MS are the signal-to-noise test for the MS background, filtration level, and the packaging. The UHPLC-MS grade is packaged in borosilicate glass. Typically, glass is made of soda-lime silica, which, while inexpensive and very inert, it may leach sodium and potassium ions. The borosilicate glass packaging minimizes solvent pickup of the sodium and potassium ions, and hence is less likely to form metal adducts that may interfere with some analyses. Together, these differences give the lowest background noise in MS over MS mode, and is the one to use when your experiments need the highest level of sensitivity combined with low MS background. And now for a comparison of how solvent quality affects both UV absorbance through the spectrum and baselines with time. Here, we compare two methanols marketed for LC-MS analysis. The blue is the lower quality solvent, and the black is the higher quality solvent. On the left, you can see how the poor quality solvent absorbs much more UV in the 190 to 240 nanometer range, significantly hindering the detection of compounds that absorb over those wavelengths. On the right, the poor quality solvent has a baseline that's drifted due to contaminants eluted from the HPLC column. This drift clearly will hinder the detection of low-level target compounds. Here's one of the reasons why Thermo Scientific UHPLC-MS is the only solvent to prove capable of charged aerosol detection. Note the significantly increased metal ion specifications of an example European ULC-MS competitor. Even the Fisher Chemical LC-MS grade has a lower metal ion content than a competitor's ULC-MS product for some of the key metals tested. Another factor to point out is that most competitors do not control for copper, which is known to cause chelation and column clogging. The experts at Thermo Fisher Scientific work together to ensure our reagents work best with our columns and instruments by utilizing the most up-to-date chromatography science available. All right, so next we'll talk about some food and beverage areas of interest. The first three today utilize LC-MS as the primary test method. Interest in these areas have grown significantly over the past 20 years, as have advancements to the chromatography equipment and instrumentation used. Pesticide residue testing is vitally important for the safety of both humans and also animals who are fed crops. There are currently over 1,000 known multi-class pesticides, mycotoxins, and plant growth regulators that are used and tested for. Likewise, veterinary drug residues can wind up in the meat, seafood, and dairy products we consume and cause us harm. Over 200 drugs are commonly known to be used in animals to treat disease and control growth. Finally, a topic that has gained recent awareness is food authenticity. There are multiple types of fraud that can occur within the food chain, from raw material suppliers all the way through to the final product. Many opportunists are using fraudulent means here for financial gain. For residue analysis, there are many challenges to overcome. First, there are a wide variety of analytes and sample types to consider. Additionally, most labs require a large number of samples to be analyzed in a short period of time. Europe was one of the first global regions to centralize pesticide testing in food. In 2002, the European Commission set a very strict low-level detection limits in food. Japan also imposed regulations on about 900 pesticides around the same time. These new regulations made way for very highly sensitive instruments to be used in analysis, the triple quad mass spec. Because these machines are so sensitive, they require high purity solvents. They can't include any trace particles that might interfere with the analyte and cause background noise or inaccurate results. Solvents commonly used in triple quad systems include acetonitrile, methanol, water, and ammonium. Here we show a comparison of the highest LC-MS grade methanol from 3 vendors. You can see on the left the internal standard threshold of 2 parts per billion reserpine. On the right, we compared the Thermo Scientific UHPLC-MS grade methanol against 2 competitor brands. As shown by the data, there are no impurity peaks higher than the thresholds. However, neither competitor's methanol passed the test, showing multiple peaks at or above the threshold. This is also why our chemicals undergo strict lot-to-lot testing for quality control. Batch impurities will arise from time to time, but in the manufacturing process, but ours must pass internal testing for a number of impurities before being released for purchase. So food fraud and mislabeling comes in many forms, and wine producers can be some common offenders. Fraudulent wine can be adulterated with cheaper additives to achieve a desired flavor or color to make it appear as a more expensive, authentic variety. Thanks to advancements in the LC-MS analysis available, wine fraud is becoming harder and harder to commit. Here we have an example of how wine samples can be analyzed and compared. The sensitivity of the instrumentation allows for scientists to focus in on a specific analyte and thus can determine attributes such as the year of production, region the grapes were grown in, and even different rating scores. Gathering data from these points over time can allow researchers to determine the authenticity of wine samples based on the accurate results they would expect to observe from the authentic variety versus the imposters. Now, although today's discussion focuses primarily on chromatography applications, I'd like to quickly highlight some additional points of interest and showcase how the Thermo Scientific and Fisher Chemical offering fits in. For dairy testing products, we recently released a white paper detailing a number of acids and reagents that were tested by an independent lab using various methods versus some competitors. Such methods include the Gerber method, Rose-Gottlieb method, the Jadal method, and Heiss method. The outcome of these testings found no statistical difference in the performance of Fisher Chemical reagents versus the other competitors. In addition, we also carry a full line of buffers and standards for acidity and pH testing, the Aqualine brand of Carl Fisher reagents, and finally, a range of high purity acids for trace elemental analysis using ICP OES. More information about these products and resources are available for download and can be found on our website. So next we'll move on to talk about the importance of maintenance for your chromatography instrumentation. So on the screen here, I show some of the typical contaminants that you can experience in your lab since they're nearly everywhere. Phthalates can be introduced through lab plastics. PEG and PPG can be introduced through common items such as hand lotions. Siloxanes can come from columns, septa, and injector liners. So here we show the mass spec hallmarks of these common contaminants on the screen. If you see any of these M over Z sequence patterns in your LCMS, we recommend that you consider flushing your instrument as soon as possible to reduce MS noise. Some of these contaminants, like PEG for example, can accumulate over time in your MS, so regular maintenance is important to keep your equipment at its best. No matter how careful we are in choosing the solvents for use in mobile phases and running the instrument, eventually an LCMS system will get contaminated after a certain period of use. Flush solutions can help reduce background noise and make installation a snap. Regular preventative flushing can minimize the need to waste time troubleshooting your equipment. This allows you to focus more on your experimentation. This is one of the main reasons that we developed the instrument flush solutions to help clean up your systems. Thermo Scientific ChromaCare line has products that will address the toughest contamination issues you have. One of the flush solutions is product code T11110. It is a general purpose cleaning solution made up from an equal volume mixture of 4 organic solvents: acetonitrile, methanol, isopropanol, and water. Because it does not contain DCM like some competitive flush solutions, it will not damage instrument seals, and it's also significantly less harmful to the environment. The solution is useful in cleaning the system. It can be used in installation of a new LCMS system by flushing out the residue contaminants left in PEEK tubing, silica capillaries, valves, and HPLC column packing materials. More often, the flush solution is used for instrument maintenance, particularly to clean up a contaminated LC system after use and to eliminate the carryover after injection of some concentrated samples. The ChromaCare line has 4 main products. We have the T11110 instrument flush, the T00125 aqueous rinse, the MB124 biologics flush. Also, we call it the magic mix internally because it's formulated to tackle most issues. And then finally, the T00126 organic rinse. Those are, quite fancy names here with our product codes, right? Alone or together, they do provide the tools needed to tackle the most persistent contamination challenges. We also have written procedures for flushing your LCMS using the ChromaCare line. Most notably, cleaning the LC and MS separately is best practice. So start by disconnecting the chromatograph from the MS and divert the flow to waste. You do not want to contaminate your mass spec. Now let us take a look at two examples of the application for the T11110. In this first example, we show how it is used to remove polypropylene glycol, or PPG, contaminants. The top figure shows the mass spectra of a PPG contaminated system. The characteristic mass spectra peak at 157.08 and mass at 309.20 have high intensities. The bottom figure is the spectra collected after flushing the system with the T11110. We see that these PPG peaks are now significantly reduced, indicating that the PPG has been effectively removed from the system. In the second example, we demonstrate the use of the T11110 to eliminate the carryover. The top figure showed the mass spectra in a system contaminated with reserpine after injecting a large concentrated sample. We know that reserpine is quite a sticky compound and it tends to cause carryover in an LCMS. As shown in the top figure, the MRM spectra background for reserpine is high at 2,500 counts. After we flush the system with 50 mL of the T11110 solution, the background has now been reduced to below 400, shown here in the bottom spectra. All right, so next we'll take a look at the collective power of chromatography. So Thermo Fisher Scientific is known as the world leader in serving science, and we aim to make the world healthier, cleaner, and safer through our products. The chromatography offering is no exception to this mission. We are unmatched from any other brand in the market, offering a complete line of products for your chromatography workflow, from sample prep consumables, columns, solvents, reagents, instrumentation, data systems, and software. All of the products are supported by us through service, technical support, and reliable delivery and availability of the products you need when you need them. One such example of the collective power of chromatography is the Thermo Scientific Pesticide Explorer solution. Thermo Scientific Pesticide Explorer solution is a comprehensive liquid chromatography mass spectrometry solution designed for laboratories performing routine quantification and pesticide residue screening in food matrices. The solution includes all of the workflow components needed: consumables, hardware, software, and built-in instrument and data processing methods, pre-configured and tested from your single trusted supplier, Thermo Fisher Scientific. Pesticide Explorer offers start-to-finish workflows tailored to help food monitoring and testing laboratories reduce startup time and cost. It provides compelling productivity and efficiency enhancements for both startup laboratories and laboratories adding new analytical capabilities to address evolving customer and industry demands. Regardless of staff or laboratory expertise, Pesticide Explorer is designed to make it easier for both new and experienced users to obtain reliable, unambiguous, high-quality LC-MS and MS results. The Pesticide Explorer 2.0 package can run analysis on over 500 pesticides in just 12 minutes. This requires very high purity solvents because you can't include any interferences that might interact with the analyte, causing a misreading. All right, so now we'll talk about the key takeaways and some resources. So the key takeaways here really are that Thermo Fisher Scientific chemicals are high quality. We are manufactured at ISO 9100 certified facilities, and we also test on state-of-the-art Thermo Scientific equipment. Our supply chain through our distribution partnership with Fisher Scientific, trust us to get you the chemicals you need on time wherever you're located. We have a wide range of products available, wide range of purity grades that meet the most routine to demanding applications. And also don't forget about the chromatography advantage. Thermo Fisher Scientific supports the entire chromatography workflow. On the right-hand side of the screen, we have some resources available. We have some pages available on fishersci.com You can visit food bev-reagents and also analytical reagents pages to get more information about our products. And then we do have a member benefits brochure available through the ACIL website, which outlines the entire Fisher Scientific capabilities to you as the customers. All right, so now I can open up the floor for any questions, and I just need to get back to my chat to see if there are any in there. I don't see any right now.
Does not look like I see any either. If you have any questions, please type them in the chat box. We'll give it a couple minutes. In the meantime, thank you very much, Mallory, for your presentation, and thank everyone for joining us today. Again, this presentation will be available on the ACIL website. And I'm not seeing any questions. So with that, Mallory, unless you have anything else, we will go ahead and conclude our webinar for today.
No, thank you. Let me off easy
Okay.
today. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thank you, Mallory. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Bye.